Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. So a couple of weeks ago I filmed a video about my #1 product from 10 of my favorite brands. I asked you if you wanted a drugstore version and you said yes. So here I am bringing you my #1 product from 10 of my favorite affordable and drugstore brands. So I really had a good time going through my stash the last time and picking out a lot of my favorite products, and a lot of them are high-end. I have to admit that probably 85% of my collection is high-end makeup. The reason I don't probably buy more drugstore than I do is you can't typically try it on. And if I haven't heard great things about it already or watched someone else use it, like on YouTube, I hesitate to purchase it because I usually won't bring it back. I just don't. And then I end up with a product that doesn't work for me. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and start talking about my picks. Just like the last video, they're not in any particular order as far as the actual brands. And I'm going to give you my #1 pick as well as my runner-up pick. I did that with the last video. It was really hard to decide. And with this one, it was a little bit hard to decide as well. This video is also going to feature a giveaway. This kicks off my Summer in the Sun giveaways. For those of you who are new to my channel, I host Summer in the Sun giveaways every summer. I give away a product value at around $40 to $50 every month during the summer. So June is the first month of summer. So I will be giving away a product today, and I'm going to talk to you all about what I'm giving away at the end of this video. I also have a bonus brand that I'm going to share with you at the end of the video, and I'll explain to you why they're even included. So let's get started. The first brand I want to talk about is Makeup Revolution. This is one of those brands where I don't have a ton of products from Makeup Revolution, but I still wanted to talk about them because the brand is so good. By the way, a lot of what I'm going to talk about in today's video, I am wearing on my face right now. The runner-up for Makeup Revolution for me is this Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This shade is F12.5. What I like about this foundation is matte and it is full coverage. Do you see this? This is the foundation that I always tell you guys. When I used to wear it to work at my previous job, there were a couple of ladies who always comment on my makeup when I had this on. They always noticed it. This was their favorite foundation that I ever wore. It mimics the Tarte Shape Tape, the old one, the foundation, and it has the doe foot applicator. I love this brand, but I guess it's kind of a dupe brand. A lot of their products dupe something else, but are a little bit different, and that's the case with this one. If you like full coverage and you want a natural matte finish, this will be your jam. Very good. That's my runner-up. My #1 pick for Makeup Revolution is the eyeshadows, and I have these two palettes. I feel like I had another one, but these are the two I really like the most. I actually just did a video on Maybelline Superstay foundation, and I used this to create the eyeshadow look, and boy, every time I use this palette, it's amazing. The blend is beautiful, and I think the reason the shadows blend so well is you have so many colors that are like just a few shades apart from one another. It's easy to build up color using these two palettes. So these came from this row right here, and look at those, like a couple of shimmers and then a matte. They're super creamy and easy to blend. One of the reasons that I selected the eyeshadows is because it's very difficult for me to find eyeshadows at the drugstore that I really like. So if I find a couple, I really want to pass those along to you all. Drugstore eyeshadows aren't always the best, and these do not feel like drugstore eyeshadows. They are so creamy, easy to blend, and beautiful on the eye, long lasting, and I have thoroughly loved these two palettes. These are my picks for Makeup Revolution. Milani. That's my next brand, Milani. These are not a part of my pick, but I had to shout them out. They're the highlighters, and these are beautiful highlighters. They were super popular once upon a time, and everybody was talking about them. They really mimic high-end highlighters. So I was like, should I pick those? My #2 pick is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is my runner-up. I'm actually wearing it today, although my under eyes might not look too beautiful because this is my second video and it's a little bit warm in here today, so Bear with me. This is a concealer that looks so high-end on my eye. This is probably one of my top 5 concealers as far as not creasing or settling into fine lines. This is what it looks like. It does a magnificent job of concealing dark circles, and it just is so smooth and full coverage under the eye, and it is fast becoming my favorite drugstore concealer. I love this, but it is my runner-up. My number 1 product is the Luminoso blush, and unfortunately I have to use this old one here. This is the first one I had. I did repurchase this, but it is at my temporary home, my work home. Like, this is a peachy luminous blush, Luminoso. And it looks like it wouldn't do much. I don't know if I can get it to show up on my hand at all, but it looks like it probably won't do very much on my deeper skin. But actually, it is so pretty. It gives such a peachy, natural flush to the cheeks. I guess when it first came out a few years ago, many years ago, it was so popular and everybody had this. I think I picked it up before I knew it was a popular thing. I just happened to have it, and then I realized everybody loved it. So it is really a beautiful natural blush, and it is my number 1 product from Milani. My next brand is E.L.F. I had an E.L.F. primer, and I have a cream contour and a cream blush palette. I've picked up a few E.L.F. products here or there throughout the years. I won't spend too much time on this product because I talked about it so much. But my number 2 product is the E.L.F. Matte Putty Primer. I did use it today in my concealer areas, and it's just a white putty, and it's very creamy. It smooths over your pores, and it really makes your face look poreless. And I like it a lot. So I would say that this is my number 2, even though it is probably my most recent E.L.F. purchase, but I really like this. My number 1 product from E.L.F. that I adore, and I haven't used it in a while, but I'm gonna break it back out, is this E.L.F. blush palette. You guys remember this a few years ago when everybody was talking about this blush palette? It doesn't look like I've used a lot of it, but I used to use this a lot, but you don't have to use but the tiniest amount because it is so, look at it. It is so pigmented that you really don't have to put very much on at all. And so this will last you a lifetime if you buy it. I really like this blush. Whenever I would wear it, it was gorgeous on the skin. So this is my number 1 E.L.F. pick. The blush palette, the powder blush. All right, this one was hard. I have quite a few NYX products. Like, I have the brow product, and I really like that. I have a couple of foundations, concealer. I have a ton of lipsticks, and I see 10 lipsticks that have NYX on them to my left over here. So that probably should be a favorite, but their matte lipsticks are amazing. I was torn between the Born to Glow and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation for my runner-up, but I decided to go with Can't Stop Won't Stop because this just happens to be new and it's the new shiny toy. I probably prefer my matte foundations over my luminous ones. This is just such a beautiful matte finish, and this shade is one I just happened to choose because the one I wanted was out, and it is cinnamon, and it is very golden in tone, and I think that's one of the reasons I like it. It just really brings out the golden tones in my skin. Unfortunately, I've had this so long that now my pump is not working. And I can't get it to pump out. The last time I used it, it was fine. But I have used quite a bit because I'm starting to see through the bottle. So sorry, guys. This is my runner-up. It is very matte and full coverage. And it was a collaboration with Alyssa, YouTuber Alyssa Ashley. She collabed on this and helped choose the shades, and she did a really good job. It has a wide shade range, and this is beautiful, beautiful foundation. So this is my runner-up pick with all the different products that I have by NYX, and I have a lot. My number 1 product is the concealer. This is the NYX HD concealer, not the one that goes with the Can't Stop Won't Stop, but this is NYX HD. I have it in 2 shades. This one used to be my favorite shade, and it's really the same color of my foundation, just a hair lighter. It's not light enough, and it is the CW07. So then I went back and bought CW06, and it is like very light. So a lot of times I will mix them together, or I'll just use CW06. I can't believe the jump between the two of these. But this, again, just like the Milani concealer, doesn't crease under my eye or settle into my fine lines. And for the longest, it was very competitive with my high-end concealers. Now that I have tried Milani, I'm not sure which one of these is the favorite. Just know that if you buy either of these concealers, you can't go wrong. This is just very natural and beautiful, but gets the job done. And I love these so much that I've worn out the writing on this one. I need to buy more. I keep telling you guys that, but I'm still just using these same two. I have so many makeup products. It takes a while for me to empty things, but I do need to purchase this again. So this is my #1 NYX product. BH Cosmetics. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm cheating. My #2 product I'm wearing today, and that is the Nude blush. I bought this because it was so affordable, and I heard people talking about it, and I thought, wow, this would be great to add to my blush collection. There are a lot of matte blushes here, and it looks like a couple that might have a little bit of shimmer in them. Look at how many options I'll have if I have this. But I was like, is it gonna be dark enough for me? Can I really use it? I'm like, who cares? It's really cheap. Just try it. I wish that my camera could really show how deep this really is, but I have to say, this is so beautiful, and I'm wearing it today. So you see this? This is what I did. I got real creative. I used this shade that almost could be a contour bronzer type of shade because of how earthy it is. I used this shade back here to deepen that area of my face, and I love how that looks. And then I mixed this blush and this blush on my cheek. And I've even used some of these lighter shades down here on the other side, and they show up on my face as well. And there's even a bronzy type of highlighter here. Like this is sort of a gold type of highlighter or cheek topper right there. This is so beautiful. And it's like maybe $10. It's still on their website, and it is so affordable and so beautiful. If you don't have a huge blush collection and you want to add to your blush collection, this is a phenomenal way to do it. I love this. My #1 product is actually a collection. I'm not sure if I have every brush here, but this was the ITSMYRAYERAYE brush set that went along with her palette here. I couldn't decide really between these two products. I used the brushes more, and in my previous video, I could have thrown brushes in, but I really intentionally left out all the tools from those product lines. But this time I just couldn't resist telling you guys about these brushes. I don't think they sell the ITSMYRAYERAYE brushes any longer, but BH Cosmetics still sells brushes, and I was surprised by how much I reached for these brushes. Like this was the perfect size blush brush right here. So wore it out. Still wear it out. I take all of these back with me to my temporary home, and I use them there. This is like perfect under the eye. This highlighter brush made it into like monthly favorites, yearly favorites. This was like the perfect shaped highlighter, and still is. Still love this. This was also a highlighter brush, but it's smaller. So I actually used so many of these brushes, like most of them, all the time. These are amazing, affordable brushes. So I use this the most, but I don't want to sleep on the palette itself. I love the color selection here in the eyeshadows. These contour shades down here, oh my goodness, this is so Black girl friendly, okay? They are so deep and chocolatey and beautiful. So I loved this palette. I love the color scheme. Like I enjoyed it so much. I have to whip it back out, but it has so many of these like coppery colors. You guys know I wear this kind of stuff all the time. Do I not? I wear it all the time. So this was really one of my favorite BH Cosmetics items that I have. I actually have purchased things from them before and didn't even talk to you guys about it. I just returned it. I didn't really like it, but this right here was such a good collab. So this, as well as the brushes. So if you're looking for affordable brushes that are good, check them out. My next brand is Wet n Wild. This is my runner-up pick, and I have 3 of these, and I don't know where my other 2 are. This is my most recent purchase. This is Bloom Time, and it was Kathleen Lights that told me about this one. You know, she told me personally. Not really. It was Kathleen Lights that talked about this on her channel, and she loves the Wet n Wild highlighters. Look at the beautiful embossed print that they have there. beautiful. Can't believe that a drugstore company does that, you know? That's an extra touch you just don't see. Of course, the packaging is plastic. It doesn't have a mirror, but it does have that embossed feature, and that is beautiful, and that's what Bloom Time looks like. And even though it's kind of peachy here, it's sort of like a champagne gold, but a little lighter, brighter than your average champagne. And it is actually the highlighter that I'm wearing today. Do you see this? The Wet n Wild highlighters are so affordable. Like, Wet n Wild is probably one of the most affordable drugstore brands there is, and they have really stepped it up. I cannot believe it. What I used to wear from Wet n Wild back in high school was this like burgundy lipstick that I wore all the time. I wore it as everything. Lipstick, blush, wore it all the time. 99 cents. They've come a long way since then. So this is called Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and this one again is Bloom Time. And I have like the gold one. There's like a champagne gold one, and then there's one that's a little bit deeper that would be perfect for darker skin, and I have that one too. I don't know the name of those two, but they are excellent highlighters. So good for the price. My number one Wet n Wild product should not be a surprise to you all. It is the Photo Focus foundation. I have with me here the Dewy foundation, but I also love the matte foundation. I am using the Dewy foundation the most right now because it's new. It's new and shiny. It's my new shiny toy. But I use the matte one quite a bit as well. They're both very good. It just depends on your preference, which one you'll like better. But I cannot believe, whenever I wear this, can't believe that it's like a $6 foundation. What? Really? What? $6? This one is Toffee Pecan, and it has a spatula here, and it's just a beautiful color on my skin, and it is dewy, but it does give you a beautiful natural finish. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations. If you like dewy, go with dewy. If you like matte foundation, do that one. They are both excellent, and this is my number one pick from Wet n Wild. My next brand is L'Oreal. L'Oreal is one of the brands that I probably have the most products of. There are a couple products that I absolutely love from L'Oreal. Like, I used the L'Oreal like liquid eyeliner for a while, especially when I first started my channel. I was picking up more drugstore products when I was experimenting with things I had not done before. So that was one of the liners I liked, and I liked the gel liner a lot, and I would reach for that one a lot more than some of my other ones. But the product that I want to mention that I fell in love with is the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. This is an old one, and I actually need to go buy more. It's pretty much a dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara. I mean, look at it. I filmed a video on my channel comparing the two. This is so good. It is very comparable to Better Than Sex. The only thing is, just like a lot of other drugstore mascaras, is it dries up faster than your high-end mascara. So you're gonna buy these more frequently, and they cost less. This is really great mascara, and it coats your lashes and makes them look very full and voluminous, just like it says. Probably the best drugstore mascara that I have tried. It is very comfortable to use, and I love it. And I have purchased more than one of these. I just have so many backup mascaras, but when I go through all of those and I go through my stash, I will buy this again. I love this mascara. My number one L'Oreal product is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. And what is my shade? Probably Toffee something. This one is shade 505 Toffee, and I actually did a review of this foundation here on my channel. I love it. I'm wearing it today. This is a more expensive drugstore foundation, but I really think it is quite comparable to high-end foundation. Many days I will choose this foundation over high-end foundations when I'm applying makeup in the morning. I will pick it up, and I have all these high-end ones to choose from, and I'll still choose this one because it is so beautiful. It sets down beautifully with powder, especially like Laura Mercier powder. It is just so smooth on the skin. It is gorgeous. It is a 24-hour foundation. It is fragrant. So if you don't like fragrance, you might not like it. But it is one of those drugstore foundations that I think a lot of people have raved about recently. And it is quite comparable, as I said, to high-end. I will see if I can pump this out. Look at the pump. Always looking terrible. Why are you always embarrassing me? So this is what the foundation looks like. Very full coverage, and I like this shade for me. It looks very wet here now, but it'll dry down to a beautiful natural finish. So my number one L'Oreal pick is the Fresh Wear Foundation. Love it, and would definitely repurchase this again. My next brand is ColourPop. So ColourPop was harder than I thought. One of my favorite things is like just the individual shadows. I have quite a few in like a palette that I created, and I love the individual shadows from ColourPop. I also like the Super Shock shadows are beautiful, and I used to like just pop one all over and head on out the door if I was in a hurry and I didn't want to do a lot to my eyes. That was also amazing. This one is so hard. I really want to tell you guys that this is my runner-up, but it's not. But I love Shayla's lipstick collab with ColourPop, and that's what they look like. And I enjoyed them so much and would just choose them all the time, and I loved them. My runner-up, I'm gonna use the ColourPop concealer. Medium dark 32 maybe, and then 36 maybe. I like the lighter one the best. I started out with this one, but this is just this really beautiful full coverage concealer. I'm gonna go with this one because this is like the shade I really like, and it looks so beautiful under the eye. This is just a beautiful matte concealer. I will definitely buy these again when I'm done with these. That's why I chose this as my runner-up, because I know I'm gonna repurchase them. Full coverage matte concealer that gets the job done, and it's affordable, and it's the ColourPop no filter concealer. So that brings me to my #1 product from ColourPop. That is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights ColourPop collab. It took me a while to purchase this. I used it today to create my eyeshadow look. I love these colors. You can really build up the color and the intensity with this chocolate brown down here, but it's just got all these beautiful soft champagne copper colors in it, and I just love those. So see those colors, and I have them on my eye today. I love this. I love this, love this, love this. It's so small and simple and warm, and it has the pops of blue. I use the blue underneath my lash line, but I also line my waterline with a blue liner that I have from another company. I just think this is just a very sweet palette, and I like it. I like the ColourPop eyeshadows in general. They're very creamy, and the mattes are extremely blendable. So I had to choose this as my #1 ColourPop product. Morphe has a special place in my heart. When I first began my YouTube channel, everybody was talking about Morphe. So Morphe got me started for sure. The brushes got me through. I don't want to talk about their brushes because they're known for those, and everybody loves their brushes. Like, they're not drugstore. You can purchase them at Ulta, and they are affordable, but their eyeshadows are just the best quality, and I love them and stand by them. They are good. As I was trying to make my decision about my products for Morphe, I just knew my runner-up was going to be this Bronzer. It is so good. I actually used it today to bronze and contour my face. It's got like a contour and a bronzer here, and very, very good for deep skin. This one is Showmance. Another Morphe product that I love that I thought, oh gosh, should I talk about this one? But this is like the mini of Spark, the highlighter. And this highlighter reminds me a whole lot of Amrezy. Do you see? Me and this highlighter get along really well. My runner-up product for Morphe is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I almost forgot about this product. I just love this setting spray. Look at this, guys. Ooh. Not only does it really set your makeup and it holds it in place, it's just a beautiful experience. I can't believe they nailed it as far as the mist. Like, not everybody gets the mist right. It is such a fine mist, and you don't get water droplets all over, and when you stop spraying, it stops. You know, it's just perfect. And it has a refreshing smell, but not overbearing, and it actually sets your makeup. I don't like being without this at all, and it is my #2 pick, my runner-up for Morphe. My #1 product from Morphe is the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. Mine is dirty and well loved. Other than my ABH palettes, this is probably one of my most used eyeshadow palettes. Does this not look like me? The colors that don't look so much like me are down here. I don't wear those all the time. It's a special occasion if I'm wearing these. But all of these earthy tones over here are my jam. Yes, they are. these mattes and how you can create a gradient eyeshadow look. You've got enough of your light colors, these perfect like transition shades. They're just beautiful. This one is 24/7 and it's just a unique shimmer. It's a chocolate brown, but it's like a shimmer. Isn't that, where do you get that color from? So I just liked that about it. It has like, there's so many options as far as eyeshadow looks you can create, and it's beautiful. I need to really break this back out. I even went out and purchased a silver pen so that I could write the names of the shadows on my palette. She did that. Yeah, she did. She did that. I've only purchased one other Morphe palette since this one because I have what I need now. I don't need to buy anymore. It really wasn't in any particular order, but I think probably these last couple have been like my top affordable brands. Morphe, and then maybe it's Maybelline. Maybelline is probably my #1 drugstore brand and the brand that I have probably purchased from the most. My #2 pick is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation. My shade is 330 Toffee Caramel. The one thing that's not so great about this is it doesn't have a pump. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. This was probably the turnaround moment for me when it came to drugstore makeup. The Fit Me was the first foundation that I had tried from the drugstore in such a very long time. And after I tried this, it opened my eyes to drugstore makeup. I was like, oh my goodness, they're doing this at the drugstore now? After I purchased Fit Me, I was open to buying other things. It just changed the game for me when it came to drugstore makeup. This is very matte and poreless. It is so affordable. When I first started buying this, it was maybe $5. I think it's a little bit more now. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the #1 selling drugstore foundation. So many people I know use this foundation. I turned my best friend onto it, and it took her forever to go and purchase a high-end foundation after she started using this. She was like, Fit Me is getting it done for me. And people I work with were using this. It's just amazing foundation. This may get a little bit oily, but the first few hours, you look amazing. You look flawless. Like, so pretty. So I would definitely recommend this foundation. They also have it in a dewy version. I haven't tried that one, but the matte version, fire. I wonder if you all are gonna guess my #1 Maybelline product. My #1 product from Maybelline is the Shine Compulsion lipstick. I dedicated a video to all 15 shades of this lipstick, and I'm wearing this today, but I did top it with a Fenty gloss just because I wanted to be extra. So I have on the shade Magenta Affair. That's the shade I'm wearing. But I really always loved Undressed Pink, and then you just line it and go. Chocolate Lust is one that I have here. There's a Baddest Beige that I wear too, but I don't think I have that one with me here. This is like a sangria, I think, and that's the Chocolate Lust. Spicy Sangria is what the last one is called. But look at the shine on these. I topped mine with the gloss because I want it to be extra. You don't have to do that. You don't really have to. I have worn these Maybelline lipsticks just as much as I have worn some of my high-end because they are just shiny and juicy and beautiful on the lips. It wears a long time. It just wears so comfortably, almost like high-end lipstick. I love these so much. I highly recommend them. I highly recommend that you try them. It is my all-time favorite Maybelline product. So now for the bonus brand. I'm also going to tell you guys my giveaway item now. When filming these videos, I haven't had an opportunity to talk about Sephora Collection. It wasn't one of my top 10 high-end brands. It's more affordable than high-end, but maybe isn't quite drugstore. But I think it still warrants a conversation. Of course, the brushes are to die for and probably like one of the best things in the world. I love my little lash tool, the makeup brush cleaner from Sephora Collection. There are just a lot of products that I have picked up throughout the years that are sold by Sephora Collection. It's less expensive than other high-end brands at Sephora. So my #2 product, this is the Spice Market Blush Palette from Sephora Collection. I like this palette so much. It is so beautiful. Even this kind of different orange blush is really pretty. Like, I remember thinking, when am I going to wear an orange blush? But it is just beautiful. And this contour shade is where it's at. the blushes, and then these are a couple of highlighters here. Like, let's swatch this one here. I do want to like swatch this contour for you guys so that you can see how deep this is. That's one of the reasons I love it. A person with deeper skin can go ham with this contour shade. So that's why I really like this palette. Is it's really brown girl friendly, but anybody could use it. Anyone could use it, but it definitely works on deeper skin tones. So this is my runner up. My number one Sephora Collection product should not be a surprise. This is the Micro Smooth Powder in Bronze. And it's just a powder. Is it just a powder? With this powder, you can set your makeup, but it's a powder foundation, so you can wear it alone. And whenever I wear this, it really smooths my skin. And it is a micro smooth powder, and I really like using it in my cheek area where I apply highlighter, because the highlighter looks smoother on top of this. But it's just a beautiful powder foundation, but you can again also use it to set your makeup. And I never want to be without this, so it is my number one Sephora Collection product. So those were my number one and number two products from my affordable and drugstore brands. But let's talk about the item that I'm giving away. I'm giving away one of the Spice Market blush palettes. And again, those are your colors here. I've already shown you what mine looks like, but I'm giving one of these away. This is $30, and a lot of your high-end contour products are more like $50, okay? So this is more affordable, but so good. And then I also am going to toss in a mascara. I have one of these myself that I just started using, and it is so good. I actually used it today. It's the Lash Craft Big Volume Mascara, and it is very good mascara from Sephora. I have some Burt's Beeswax lip balms here, one of my favorite lip balms, and I thought I would throw a couple of these in for my winter as well. So that's what I'm giving away in the month of June. I know this video is going to be quite long, so I'm going to do this a little bit different than I have in the past. Typically, I kind of do the rundown of what you have to do to enter to win. But what I'm going to do is just tell you guys to check the description box. I will say you have to enter using Rafflecopter, and there will be a link in the description box. But make sure that you review all of the rules, how you enter, who can enter, and all that jazz. It will be down in the description box. I won't go through all of those details here. Remember that I'm hosting a giveaway for every month during the summer. So if you don't win this giveaway, be sure to check back here to see what else I'm giving away throughout the summer. So thank you so much to everyone for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. Good luck to everyone who has entered my giveaway, and I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.